so I'm going to show you how to calculate your own macros and how to plug it into MyFitnessPal and start tracking macros. This video is going to be basically explaining the calculation and how you get the number of calories, macros, and all of that you're supposed to be consuming. And then I'll kind of dive more into different videos and resources in order to explain more on how to track them. So let's get started with this. And first things first, do not move on to this part unless you have been tracking your calories for an entire week. Super important not to skip that step, because that is going to help us get your kind of average calories right now. This is why doing macros like my way is different than just plugging it into, let's say, MyFitnessPal. Right now, MyFitnessPal will give you a macro goal to follow, but it's not going to be based off of like what you're already consuming and your lifestyle and all of that. So we're going to personalize things a little bit more and make it perfect for you, instead of just like a general number that they give you based on your age, height, and weight. So track first and then come back to this step. So here you can see I have the calculation written out here. And we're going to use the examples of somebody who's 20 years old, they weigh 130 pounds, and they're 5'3". So those are the three things that I need from you in order to do this on your own. You need your weight in pounds, and then you need to convert it to kilograms. So 130 pounds is 58 kilograms, and I just typically Google that, to just quickly Google 130 pounds to kilograms, and it tells you. Super easy and quick to do. And then you need your height in centimeters. So 5'3" is 160 centimeters, and obviously just your age in years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna calculate this, and it's gonna give us your BMR, which means your basal metabolic rate. So this number is going to be the amount of calories that your body needs to consume, or needs to consume in order just to function properly. So even when you're sleeping and you're just sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day and you're not doing anything, you are still burning calories just living in order to function properly and all of that. In order to keep breathing, your body is still burning calories. So there's a certain amount of calories that we should be consuming just to have the energy throughout the day and not feel like super groggy and tired and all of that. And also in order to help things like our hormones, flow of everything. So like your period, or are you going to the bathroom regularly, or do you want to get pregnant, like things like that. Like you still need these calories and food in you just to function properly. So that's the number we're gonna get here, okay? Sorry, I start to ramble on these things. So what we're gonna do is, I have my calculator here. We're gonna do 10 times your body weight in the kilograms, the 58 there. So 10 times 58 plus 6.25 times your height in centimeters. So it's 160 minus 5 times your age. So here it's 20 minus 161. So here we have 1,319 calories. And to make it simple, I'm just gonna go 1,300. It's just easier to have, those 19 calories aren't really going to make a huge difference, right? So you have 1,300 right here. So if you are 20 years old, you weigh 130 pounds, and you're 5'3", 1,300 calories is how much you should be consuming, because that's just what your body is burning by doing absolutely nothing. Even if you don't even take a step out of bed, that's how many calories you're burning. That's why when we're sick, and we don't eat anything and we just lay in bed and somehow we still lose weight, it's because our body is still working, especially when you're sick too, side note, it's working harder. And so, anyways, so that's how many calories you need to be consuming. Now, it's a little different based off of your activity level. So now that we know how many calories your body needs to consume, even if you're just not doing anything, we need to also add in your activity level. So this is obviously different for everyone, but I'm assuming since you are watching this video, you are in my program and you are working out at least 3 to 5 times a week. So we're just gonna go with that calculation. And so basically what we're doing is we're timesing this number by your, it's called TDEE, TD, or total daily energy expenditure. So this means obviously the amount of calories that you're burning while you're, walking around at work or walking the dogs or working out, basically anything that you're doing in a day. And so I know usually like we wear our watches, right? And these track like our workouts, but also they track like just your TD. So walking to the grocery or like walking around the grocery store, like we're constantly burning calories even when we're not just like doing a workout. So that's what this takes into consideration. And we are going to do 1.55. So we're going to times this by 1.55. That is like the moderate activity level, and which basically means you're exercising 3 to 5 days. Now you're probably exercising more, or maybe you walk a lot, and that's when your calorie goal is going to come into work with this, okay? So I want everybody to times 1.55 by the calorie goal you just got here. Let me pull up my calculator here. So 1,300 times 1.55. So now we have 2,000 calories. And now you're probably thinking, wait, I have to eat 2,000 calories? That's a lot of food. And yes, it is. Now, if you wanted to not make any changes in your body, so basically you're just eating food to have like ultimate energy, I guess you could say, then you would eat the 2,000 calories. But the majority of us probably want to lose weight, right? That's why you're in this program. So you want to be in a calorie deficit. So 2,000 calories is how much you need to eat every day if you're, you're working out and you want to like have proper bodily function. But if you want to lose weight, then you need to eat 300 to 500 calories less than 2,000. So that brings us to, let's say, 1,500 calories a day. This is your calorie goal. This is going to be the one that makes you lose weight. This is what you need in order to just function properly. This is how much you need to eat. Given you're working out 3 to 5 days, you're burning all these calories, that's how much you need to eat to just like stay afloat, not gaining weight, not losing weight. This is how much you need to eat in order to lose weight. Now, you're probably looking at these numbers, and then you have your calories that you've been eating the last week in MyFitnessPal. And maybe they are way less or way over this. Typically, 98% of you that I've worked with, and I've worked with thousands of clients, are eating way less than this. We're somewhere in like the 1,000 calorie range, whether you mean to or not. Typically, you're eating this food or you're drinking these drinks and you have no idea like how many calories you're actually consuming. So it's typically way less than this. And so now imagine you're eating less than 1,300 calories and you jump to 1,500 calories. You're going to see a little bit of weight gain because your body is adapting. It's like, whoa, I'm so used to basically starving myself and now I'm getting all this food, like I don't know what to do with it, I don't know how to process it, I'm so full. And that's normal. So what I want you to do is go back to MyFitnessPal, take your daily averages, your weekly averages, everything that I told you to do in the module before this, and compare. So if you're somewhere in the the 14 to 1,500 calorie range, you're right on the money right now. We just need to kind of clean things up and add in more exercise, which again, the majority of you probably aren't exercising a lot already, and now that you're set on an actual plan with a plan to increase your strength and increase your fat burn, then you're right on track, okay? So we take this calorie goal, 1,500, and we need to break it down into macros. So MyFitnessPal is super awesome and it does this for you, but I always do, and again, nutrition, like there's always like a different way to do it, and I don't believe that there's like one size fits all. It's all like, you have to kind of see what works for you. Now, some people are like, I do better low carbs, and maybe you've just never ate more carbs, or maybe you haven't ate the right carbs. Like maybe your carbs are like sugar. And so yeah, of course your body's not gonna do good with sugar, but are you pairing like whole grain pastas with protein and you know, you feel great. So I would just try this calculation first and then just take note, like, do you feel sluggish? Do you feel full? Do you feel full of energy? Like, how do you feel after you eat food? That's what we should be thinking all the time. Like, yes, I always praise, like, eat the cookie, eat this, like, do what you want, like, drink all weekend if that's, you know, what makes you happy. But think about how it makes you feel afterwards. Like, is eating the cookie really that worth it if you feel like crap afterwards? If you like crash afterwards? Is drinking all weekend really worth it when Monday morning you wake up for work and your workout and you feel really tired and hungover and just like mentally drained? That's what I want to get you aware of, okay? So start thinking about how you feel when you consume these foods or drinks or whatever. But the calculation, sorry, is 40% of this calorie, the 1,500 calorie goal, is carbs. 30% is protein, 30% is fat. Now, typically what I do is, so carbs is 4 calories per gram. Protein is 4 calories per gram. Fat is 9 calories per gram. So you can see you can eat a lot more carbs and protein because it's only 4 calories per gram than fat, which is ironic that we do these keto diets where you can only eat fat and you're consuming way more calories than carbs. So carbs are not the enemy here. Side note. So when you go into MyFitnessPal, which I'm going to show you in just a second here, you will open up the app, and then you're going to go to goals here. So I just open up and I press more, the 3 dots on the side here. You're going to go to goals. And then you're going to come down to the nutrition goals, and you're going to go to calories, carbs, protein, and fat goals. Now, they have these super fancy ones that are locked. You have to pay extra money. You don't need those. You just click on that. You put in your calories. So 1,500 is what I have here. And then you can change these percentages. They just need to total 100%. So carbs, we said 40%. Protein, we said 30, fat 30. And you can change this, but just stick with this for now to see how you feel, okay? So click the check mark, and then there you go. So those are the macros you're gonna be following now. 150 grams of carbs, 113 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat. Now this is great for a beginner weight loss, just kind of like trying to figure out how things are gonna work for you. For me personally, since I weight lift a lot and I'm trying to lift heavier, I would want a little bit more protein. But for someone who's just starting off and trying to figure out what works for them, this is great. So that is set. You can exit out of there. It's gonna save it for you. Now, when you go to add things like into your food log, you're gonna click this plus button. You're gonna do food, and let's just do a random one so you can just see. I'm just gonna add just whatever I have in here. So it's like an egg. So you can see it adds right there, and it adds my calories. So I just ate 120 calories eating that egg. This doesn't matter a whole lot. What I want you focused on is if you scroll down to the bottom and go to nutrition down here. Now you can see, okay, so now you can see your protein, carbs, and fat down there. Sorry, that's fiber. So this is what I want you focused on because that's where this macro goal is coming from. So you can see after I put in the egg, obviously eggs have a lot of fat. So I just ate, this is really hard to read from here, sorry, 8 grams of fat and my goal is 50. So I have 42 grams of fat left. This is what I want you focused on. I want you to try and get these as even as possible and as close to your goal number as possible. So don't worry too much about your calorie goal because again, your calories don't tell you what you just consumed. It just says how many you consumed. So you could be eating Snicker bars all day. And while that's in your calorie goal, you're not gonna be consuming any protein or any nutrients that your body will thank you for, just calories. So that's what I want you to track and pay attention. And then, also, sorry, one more thing I wanna add here since we're talking about the calories. MyFitnessPal does this awesome thing where they give you calories back for working out. That is setting you up for failure if you are putting your exercise into MyFitnessPal. I know it's fun to see it when you're like, oh, I burned this many calories from doing this and this is how much I consumed. But when you add in your exercise, it gives you more calories to consume. So now this 1,500 calorie goal that we just worked on creating based off of your activity level and your body is going to go up based off of how many calories you burned. So let's say, you did a workout and your watch said you burned like 200 or 300 calories, whatever. And you put it in here and say like, oh, I burned 300 calories. Now MyFitnessPal is gonna be like, okay, you burned 300 calories. Now you have 1,800 calories to eat. And that just defeats the whole purpose of what we just did because we already created your calorie goal based off of that workout. It's a little different if you go and hike all day, something that you typically don't do. Let's say, you hiked for like 6 miles and you burn a lot of calories. I just did this the other day. Typically, after a day of hiking, you're really hungry. So you can eat more calories, like just go off of your body. Like if you worked out really hard or if you, went hiking or you swam all day or something and you're starving, consume more calories because you just burned more calories than you usually do. Do you get what I'm saying there? So don't ever put your exercise into MyFitnessPal. It's just gonna make it more confusing. And typically when I see people doing this, they're now eating, all of a sudden they're like, ooh, I have more calories I can eat. And then you messed up what we did here, okay? Because we already have you in a caloric deficit, which is what you need to lose weight. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to comment any questions below or pop into the Facebook group and let me know if there was anything that you need more explanation on, if you're a little confused. You can drop your calorie goal with your stats down below and just in the little comment box and be like, hey, does this look right? Do you think I did this right? And I would love to give you any feedback. But once again, remember this is trial and error. So don't feel discouraged if, again, you have 1,500 calories to consume and you're used to eating 1,200 calories. I always want you to just listen to your body. So if you are full at 1,200 calories, then just kind of try to eat a little bit more here and there, pick up some snacks or, things like that, eat more throughout the day and not so much just bigger meals, because I don't want you to sit down and feel like you literally have to shove your face. That is uncomfortable and that's not gonna help you feel any better. In fact, it might make you feel more sluggish and tired if you're constantly stuffing yourself, right? So just pay attention. And also, same thing goes for if, let's say, you hit your your calorie goal for the day, but you're still hungry. Eat the food. I don't ever want you to look at your MyFitnessPal and be like, oh, I'm out of calories, but I'm still hungry. That is not okay. Eat the food. Listen to your body. Again, once more, this is trial and error. So if you do find yourself really hungry every day, or even just a little bit hungry every day, and you're hitting the 1,500 calorie goal, then you should bump your calories up a little bit more, right? Same with if you're constantly not hungry and you're eating lower, your body is adaptive. So let's say for so long you've been eating really low calories, you need to kind of speed up your metabolism more by feeding yourself more food. And it's gonna feel uncomfortable at first, but once you start doing it more, it'll work. Same goes for like when people are like, they wake up and they're like, I hate breakfast, I'm not hungry, blah, blah, blah. I used to be like that, and now I wake up hungry because I got into that habit of eating breakfast. And so my body's like, we're a creature of routine, whether we know it or not. Like our body is on like this schedule. And if you get it into these habits, then that's what is gonna start working for you, okay? So again, just pay attention to your body and take note of everything, and let me know if you have any questions.